200 years ago, the first photographs were made using chemical solutions on glass. Then came film, instant photos, digital cameras, and smartphones. Today, photography is an inseparable part of our lives. But what if I told you that you can take pictures even without a camera? It sounds like science fiction, but that's how it all started. Long before cameras, people had already learned how to capture images using only light and the simplest materials. Today, we will explore the most unusual ways to create photographs without a camera, from ancient optical technologies to the first film-based devices. Step 1. Lenses and light. How does refraction work? Photography starts with light, but to control it, humanity first had to understand the properties of lenses and learn how to bend rays. How do lenses work? Lenses change the direction of light rays, allowing images to be focused. Without them, there would be no cameras, telescopes, or microscopes. Convex lenses, converging, focusing light into a single point, enlarging the object. Concave lenses, diverging, spread light rays apart, reducing the image's size. Lenses are used everywhere, in eyeglasses to correct vision, in cameras to capture images, and in projects to direct light. Ancient lens making. The first lenses were made in ancient Egypt and Assyria. Polished quartz stones used to magnify objects. Later in ancient Rome, people began crafting the first glass lenses. But it wasn't until the Middle Ages that the art of optical grinding emerged. With the development of lenses, people created the camera obscura, a device that projected images onto a flat surface. This was the first step towards the invention of photography. Step 2. Camera obscura, the prototype of the camera. Long before photography was invented, scientists discovered that a small hole could project an inverted image of the outside world. How did the camera obscura work? It was a simple box with a tiny hole which light entered. The rays projected a clear but upside down image onto the inner surface. The principle of the camera obscura was first described by the Chinese philosopher Mozi in the 5th century BC. Later, Aristotle wrote about it. And during the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci used the camera obscura for drawing. However, for centuries, these images remained just projections. They couldn't be permanently captured. That changed in the 19th century with the birth of photography. Step 3. The first cameras. Who invented photography? Photography is one of the greatest inventions of the 19th century. It allowed people to capture reality and revolutionized art, science, and documentation. How was the first photograph created? In 1826, Joseph Nicephore Niepce took the first ever photograph. He used the camera obscura and plate coated with a light-sensitive substance. The exposure took 8 hours. In 1839, Louis Daguerre introduced daguerreotypes, a method of creating sharp images on silver-plated copper sheets. This was the first commercially successful photographic process. From that point, photography rapidly advanced. By the late 19th century, film and mass-produced cameras appeared. In the 1930s, the first color photographs were introduced. In 1948, Polaroid invented instant photo printing. In the 21st century, digital photography completely replaced film. Yet, the principles discovered 200 years ago remain at the core of modern cameras. Step 4. Animation, the first step towards cinema. Before movies, people tried to create the illusion of motion using mechanical devices. How were the first cartoons made? In the 19th century, devices like the phenaketoscope and the zoetrope were invented, spinning mechanisms that created the effect of moving images. In 1895, the Lumiere brothers introduced the first motion picture projector, marking the beginning of cinema. In the 1920s, Walt Disney created the first colored animated films, revolutionizing the entertainment industry. Today, animation is used in movies, advertising, education, and even medicine. But it all began with simple mechanical spinning discs. Photography is more than just technology. It has shaped science and history. Without it, we wouldn't have records of past centuries, space exploration images, or even our personal family albums. But the most fascinating thing is how simple its core principles are. Lenses, light, chemistry, and mechanics, all of these were used long before the first camera appeared. Understanding the past helps us predict the future. True inventors are those who can recreate technology from scratch. And the best way to learn how is with the book. The book is an encyclopedia of humanity's greatest inventions and discoveries, handcrafted with illustrations that blend engineering blueprints with historical art. It's your key to survival and progress in any world, ours or an alternative one. Follow the link to gain knowledge that one day might save humanity.